Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. You can't rely on motivation, you need discipline to get the job done. Trendy talking point on social media these days, and words I've spoken many times myself, words that are very, very true. Discipline is very, very important and you can't rely on motivation. But today I'm going to tell you why you don't need as much discipline as you might think. I'm going to talk a bit about how you build discipline and when it's necessary, but also tell you that you don't actually need it a lot of the time. So let's first talk about this with motivation and discipline. It is very true. You can't rely on motivation. If feeling motivated is your condition to, go on a diet or fast to lose weight or start hitting the gym hard and building muscle or any other self-improvement process that you go into, then you are bound to fail because feeling motivated, feelings are temporary. It's going to go away at some point. And guess what? If that was your condition to do the thing, well, then as soon as the feeling goes away, so will you from the thing you were supposed to do, and you'll not get anywhere. On the other hand, you can't rely on discipline at all times either. That's no good either. If you always feel like, I hate this, I don't want to do this, but I need to, I have to, or else I suck. I gotta to be worthy. Self-improvement is not punishment. You should be enjoying and wanting to do the things most of the time. They're tough. There's going to be some resistance. You have to put in effort and push yourself, but it shouldn't feel like, no, I have to, I never want to, but I always have to. You might, if it's training a diet, for instance, you might on paper get some health benefits from improvements you do, but you're not gonna, you're likely to develop some kind of disordered behavior with this, you feel like a loser if you don't do the thing, and you're never happy, you don't want to. You're never happy about it because you just feel like, I must, or else I suck. This is what needs to be done. So it's not gonna be good for your mental health, and it's very likely that at some point you just crash because it's just not a solid foundation. I hate this, but I have to. No. You need discipline, but what you need most of all is cultivating a process that you actually want to do most of the time, that you enjoy doing, become a person that's driven by I like putting in effort. I actually want to. It hurts in my muscles when I lift heavy, I sometimes struggle a bit when I'm fasting at that, but I want to. I enjoy this. I love what this does for me, And then when you can't quite find that, at bad days, you're going to have bad days or even bad periods sometimes if you go into some kind of depressive state. And even if you manage to cultivate a process that you enjoy for the most part, when what you want to do and what you need to do to reach your goals actually overlap, there's always going to be some things that you don't quite want to do as much, but that you still need to do to reach the thing. So you see, discipline is very, very important, but it's more like you have to have that foundation. You have to know that when the motivation isn't there, or when you just have to do something that you can't bring yourself to enjoy and want to do, that's when you have this backbone of discipline that makes it happen. I know I've talked about this in some old video, I can't recall which one now, but to me, discipline, sometimes it's like you have to invest. You have to invest and be disciplined for a while, so you don't really have to after a while. Training, getting into training. If you're completely new, I'll take myself, as I often do. Example, when I started training, it was for my health, and I liked what it was doing for me and that, but I did not enjoy most of the things I was doing. I had to, because I'm not used to, I don't enjoy it. I'm just weaker, both body and mind, I'm not looking forward. I'm kind of afraid of my sets. I get more sore. I'm not quite so proud of the numbers I put up in terms of reps and weights and that. It took me quite some time until I reached a certain level when I'm more fit, so I just handle this better. I started to notice, I'm really good at these things. I really enjoy these exercises and that. That's when I'm like, okay, now I built this foundation. I've invested discipline to get here. Now, for the most part, I enjoy what I do, but then I have my things that I don't like quite as much, definitely legs back then. It's also changed. Legs is now a strength. I do like to train my legs, I have worse days than that, but then I have, because I've invested and been very disciplined for a while, I don't quite have to anymore, and I have this foundation of discipline that I can tap into when I need to. So you see, it's like going on with a process for long enough. Be curious, you know. Accept the fact that, you know, I don't quite enjoy this right now, but it's like new. You're not used to it. I think if you think back to many things, like it could be anything, some kind of hobby, even a video game you picked up or played, or a movie you started watching or something. You don't, right at the start, you don't like it, but then turns out, this movie, something, it's actually interesting now. Or now when I've got into this part of the game, it's interesting. Or now, this hobby, I just felt like I didn't know what I was doing, but now when I'm getting the hang of it, it's actually fun. So, you know, a thing like a movie getting better after a while is, of course, in the micro, but this in the macro. Like, you have to be prepared that, okay, I'm exploring now. I'm going here, using my discipline to push myself and get some results purely for my health and well-being like that. But I'm curious, I try things, and I notice, I'm really good at this, you know. Wow, I like this, I want to get better at this, right? And so what I want to say, apart from just knowing this, that you kind of have to invest with discipline so that you don't have to be as disciplined with a thing anymore, then you can do these little tricks when you actually have some kind of practice of something that you just don't want to do, but you practice the ability to do something just because you have to do it. This could be some kind of doing sometimes fasts, not necessarily for weight loss purposes, but just like, no, I'm gonna push myself. I'm gonna do 3-day fast now, just to prove to myself that I can do something, even when I don't feel like it, when I will get hungry, and pushing through like something that when you can push through with something you didn't feel like doing, you know the resistance you felt, you know all the thoughts that were trying to negotiate, we can skip this, when you push through, every time you gain more discipline overall, of course, more directly with the thing you're doing, but it's carryover. It builds confidence when you show to yourself repeatedly that I am someone that actually can do tough things that I don't feel like doing. I can go through with them. And so another practice would be cold showers or cold plunges. You know, I right now have a, what do you even call that in English? But you know, a little bathtub, plastic bathtub or whatever, out on the balcony. So I've done cold plunges in the morning, and I've had a daily cold shower in the morning practice for years now. And I've gotten to a point with cold therapy that I can, at other times, I can actually enjoy it, you know, because just as I can see what I get out of my training, I can see that, when I'm wound up and stressed, immersing myself in cold water and breathing deeply is actually something that feels very soothing and relaxing afterwards. But the thing in the morning, I never look forward to. There's always a little voice that tries to negotiate myself out of it. And so when I have this little practice, it's such a short thing, but I have to win over my own weakness, over my own resistance every day. And having a little practice like this is also something that at other times when you just find yourself having to push through. Like, if I don't say I have a bad day, on this particular day, I don't really look forward to working out. But I'm always proving to myself that, you know, there's no good reason. I just don't feel like it now. There's logically no good reason for me to skip training. And I am someone, look, I could do my little cold shower. I'm sure I can go hit my workout again. And I want to tell you that's really, I feel like so many people go into self-improvement and kind of thinking of it as a punishment, you know. I sort of talked about this in my last video, that you feel like there's something wrong with me, and all these tough things I have to do to fix myself because I suck so much. This is the price I have to pay, the punishment. You know, like, you're not going to completely be able to just feel like, yeah, I love this and I'm doing it for me and I feel good from it, until you've had an experience, until you built some kind of foundation. But I want you to know that that's the goal. That's where you end up. That's why someone like myself, I find it kind of silly if I would, and some people that I see, to be honest, if I would be talking about how disciplined I am with the typical phone suggesting an update, cutting off the video because of course I want to end the video and update my phone. But anyway, I would feel it was very silly if I, and some people that I see doing this, would claim that I'm so disciplined with my training. See, I go train every day, I train so hard every day, I hit the gym hard. Because honestly, for the most part, most things, 80%, I really want to do. I would be disappointed if something happened so I can't train on a day. I wouldn't feel like, a way out finally, a rest from all these disciplined, tough things that I always have to force myself to do. No, I would actually be disappointed. because, you know, it's hard to relate to if you're not there yet, but you know, human beings, we aren't these little weak, fragile, super comfortable beings that, well, we have become in this modern society. No, we're actually made to be, you know, machines that could put out a lot of effort, and it just, yeah, it takes effort. But for me, so many exercises I do that I like doing, taking a step to failure, yeah, I will make ugly faces and you know, make sounds, but really, it's not that tough. I'm not trying to play cool or anything. I'm trying to show you that that's actually possible, and I enjoy doing those things. The effort I feel, it's not pain, as in that I have to push and force myself. No, I like it. I like what I'm doing, you know. So yes, you need a backbone and a foundation of discipline, and you might have to invest and be more disciplined for a while when you get there, and at times when you just have a tough time in life in general, or bad days, you know. But it's not supposed to be like that all the time. It's not sustainable. You should actually be cultivating a process that you enjoy doing and want to do for most of the time, and become a person that thrives on, you know, doesn't feel like it's punishment, that actually likes to challenge and push themselves. All right. So yeah, guys, please like and leave a comment. Tell me your input on discipline. Yeah, tell me. And yeah, I am bringing on coaching clients for next year, so reach me on Instagram or email me to know about my different options. It's all in the description below. And consider becoming a member of the channel to support me and my content. It's very much appreciated, guys. And please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. Absolutely. Can't rely on motivation. You need discipline. But most of all, you need to fucking enjoy what you do. Okay? Peace.